Hey guys, and welcome back to an episode of the Reliant Regal Super 325. I've probably mixed up that wording, but it's the Reliant Regal 325 Super project. That's the one. So, last time we got it compression tested and it wasn't looking too great. It was 50-50 near enough. So, since then, I've changed the solenoid, literally not even an hour ago. I've also managed to do this. The door that used to swing open all the time now locks. So it turned out to be somebody had opened it years ago and the catch had got stuck in the open position. But anyway, what I've been told to try with this Regal is basically, it's got spark, because I've checked it, is put some petrol in it and try and start it and see if it actually breaks free whatever's stuck. So I guess this is kind of time to test it. So I've got some petrol here, in a little jug. Put on my torch, just see what I can do. It's not good to do this. So I'll put a little bit of petrol down the throat of the carburetor. That's a little bit. And I guess, let's see if it turns over the key first of all. And if it does, if it actually does anything, because I don't know if it will. And if it does, we'll then put a temporary fuel supply onto it and see what happens. So the ignition's on. No sign of anything yet. So there's no sign of life there. The good thing is the oil lights went out. Now I'm not overly surprised because the last time I tried to fire up one of these, doing this method, it was a pain in the backside to work. So first port of call, just to double check everything, is we'll take the king lead off and make sure there's a good spark coming from the coil. Once I get into the king lead, there it is. Right, king lead is off. Now all I do is I hold the king lead, because it's obviously a bit of the connector sticks out the end of it. I'll just hold it to the block and we'll see if there's a spark comes from it, which is not good to do in this position. Right, so there's no spark coming from the coil for some reason. So that's probably why there was no even attempt to fire. So what I need to do is check there's a spark at the contacts again, because it's maybe just a intermittent connection or a faulty condenser. Because I can't really do that on camera without you seeing, I'll bring you back after I've checked it and we'll see if it is that that's wrong. Right guys, believe it or not, it was a little bit of dirt on the contacts. That's all it was. It's a healthy spark now from the contacts and the coil. So I think something should happen. We'll give it a little bit more petrol, since we did crank it over and probably flushed that petrol down the blooming exhaust. So give it a touch more of this. Probably far too much for it, because it's only a little engine. But I do have an extinguisher in the shed in case of emergency. Let's see what happens with a little bit of petrol down its throat and a spark. That was quick. Right, what we're going to do is, because that's offering to start, is I'm going to take another short interval and plumb up a temporary fuel tank to this, and I'll bring us back and we'll see, will it actually start and run? And more importantly, will it fix its engine out when it does that? So I'll bring us back in a little minute, which will be seconds for you, might be half an hour for me. So guys, I know I said there was a way to bring you back when I got the temporary fuel tank on, but as you've seen from the last few videos, I didn't, because I actually ended up having a visit from my granddad, so we was trying to get it running together, so I thought I couldn't be bothered faffing around with a camera at the same time. But yeah, it starts and smokes a lot. Not from the exhaust though. It's smoking out the oil cap and the breather pipe, mainly because it'll be the stock rings in piston 2 or cylinder 2. So it's back in the shed, the fuel tank's still on it, but I've clamped the hose so there's no fuel going through it just now. But basically it's got acetone and the thickest oil I've got, which I think is 85-90 gear oil. So it's quite thick, and I'm hoping the mixture with acetone will burn off the carbon in that piston, and the thick oil lubricated enough to make the rings all of a sudden go ping, and it'll free off. But I guess we'll see. I'll leave it a day or two and come back to it and see if it's got more compression on cylinders, well, 2. 1 I'm hoping is going up anyway, because hopefully the bang having it running has been enough to knock the carbon out the valve that's probably been stopping it sealing. But I'll find out. I'll put a compression test on 1 as well when we do the check to see what the actual end result is. Because really this is going to determine if the whole engine comes to bits, which I will do when the shell comes off with it anyway, but it'll also determine what parts I need to buy in. But we'll see. For now anyway, I'm away to get tidied up and head inside, because it's getting dark and it's getting cold. And because I've got a cold just now, I don't really want to be outside any longer than I have to be. So I hope you've enjoyed this little episode and seeing and hearing this little Regal fire into life. If you have, remember and give the video a like and drop a comment. Let us hear what you think. Maybe you've got a solution that I've not thought of to get this rings on stock that doesn't mean I have to take the engine to bits. If you have, drop a comment. I will really appreciate hearing your solutions, because it would be great to have this one purring away quite happy again and not smoking from the front. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to give the video a like if you have, and remember and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with everything on the Reliant Regal 325 Super, the Mark V, the BN2 Robin, the Super Robin, the van project, everything Reliant based on the channel. Just remember and hit the subscribe button, because you don't want to miss out on some of the things that's going to be happening quite soon. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'm away to have a break. We'll see you next time, I guess. Yeah, good at running.